Imagine the leader of a major Western nation, right at the height of the Cold War, walking into the ocean and completely vanishing. On December 17, 1967, Australian Prime Minister Harold Holt did exactly that. There was no body, there was no farewell note left behind on the sand. Investigators found a pile of clothes resting on a fence post and absolutely nothing else. When a head of state disappears without a single piece of physical evidence, the absence of facts creates a space where alternative explanations begin to take root. Holt carried immense geopolitical weight. He was a staunch supporter of the United States and had firmly committed Australian troops to the Vietnam War alongside President Lyndon B. Johnson. But despite carrying the pressures of an escalating global conflict, Holt was fiercely dedicated to his adventurous personal life. He was an avid skin diver who loved spearfishing and swimming in heavy, unpredictable surf. Australia in the 1960s also maintained a surprisingly relaxed approach to political security. It was entirely normal for the Prime Minister to drive his own car down to the beach on a Sunday afternoon without a single bodyguard or Secret Service agent in sight. His lifelong comfort in treacherous waters, paired with a total absence of a protective detail, created a specific set of vulnerabilities. Nature was given an unrestricted opening. Around noon, Holt and a small group of friends arrived at Cheviot Beach. This was an unregulated stretch of coastline facing the Bass Strait, notorious for massive swells and deadly riptides. The water was churning violently that day. Several members of his group warned him against swimming, but Holt ignored them. He claimed he knew the beach perfectly, changed into his trunks, and dove straight into the heavy surf. According to eyewitnesses standing on the sand, the current pulled him in rapidly. He saw him struggle for a brief moment, bobbing in the rough water, before the sea simply closed over him. His friends panicked and raced to a nearby army barracks to raise the alarm. Within hours, over 300 Navy divers, police, and volunteers were fighting brutal conditions, scanning the coastline from helicopters and searching the reef below. It was one of the largest peacetime search operations in Australian history. Yet, they found nothing. Authorities officially declared the Prime Minister drowned, but without a body, that conclusion struggled to gain public traction. The search ended without a single piece of physical evidence. In the heightened paranoia of the Cold War, that silence was quickly filled by rumors of something more deliberate than a drowning. The most prominent theory came from a British journalist who published a book claiming Harold Holt was actually a lifelong spy for the People's Republic of China, and that he had faked his death to successfully defect. The claim was highly specific. Holt supposedly swam out to a designated offshore coordinate, where a waiting Chinese submarine pulled him through a hatch and whisked him away to Beijing. A competing theory focused on the CIA. Rumors circulated that Holt was secretly planning to pull Australian forces out of Vietnam, prompting American operatives to assassinate him in the water to prevent a collapse in Southeast Asian military support. Neither theory carried a single grain of physical proof, but for a public struggling to reconcile the sudden loss of their leader, a calculated plot felt more believable than a random accident. Logistically, the submarine theory falls apart instantly. Navigating a massive military vessel into the shallow, violently churning reefs of Cheviot Beach without destroying the hull on the rocks is geographically impossible. The real cause of death is clearer. Heavy incoming waves push water shoreward, then violently funnel back out to sea through narrow, high-speed channels. These currents generate immense downward force, strong enough to overwhelm an Olympic athlete, trapping bodies underneath jagged rocky shelves. And Holt was not at peak physical performance. He had suffered a shoulder injury, was secretly taking pain medication, and was highly fatigued. He was physically incapable of fighting the undertow. He was not defeated by an international spy ring. His death was the result of human arrogance colliding with the sheer, unforgiving physics of the ocean. The disappearance forced an immediate end to the era of unguarded political leaders. Security protocols were drastically tightened, ensuring that no future prime minister would ever walk onto a beach alone again. It remains a stark reminder of our vulnerability. The ocean does not recognize political titles, authority, or geopolitical power. In the wake of the tragedy, Australia processed the event in a uniquely cultural way. They chose to honor their lost leader with a specific public works project. The government opened the Harold Holt Memorial Swimming Center, a permanent tribute to a leader who went for a swim and never came back.